Damn, son, where'd you find this?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys, man, I'm going to react to Darth Maul behind the scenes history from the 1999 Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. First things first, man, I'm like a huge fan of Darth Maul. He's like my all-time favorite Star Wars villain, or should I say Star Wars all-time favorite Star Wars character. Hands down. Which he's like the coolest looking, and he definitely got the best double lightsaber that we ever encountered ever since the Phantom Menace came out. So we about to go ahead and check this out. Before I get to the video, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell. Without further ado, let's get it.
Since the release of the Phantom Menace in 1999, Darth Maul has become an iconic figure thanks to his devilish appearance and acrobatic lightsaber moves. But it all could have turned out very differently. The beginnings of the character date to the mid-1990s, when George Lucas began writing the first of 3 long-awaited prequels to the original Star Wars trilogy. Early on in the process, artist Ian McCaig was drafted in to produce concepts for a number of the film's characters.
Okay.
Because Episode 1 had a full 3 years of pre-production, an almost unheard of length of time for a feature film, McCaig, who would also design the character of Padme, spent huge amounts of time trying to design a character to compete with Ralph McQuarrie's original design for Darth Vader. At first, when McCaig was asked to design the saga's newest Sith Lord, he tried to design a mask or helmet. McCaig almost had a nervous breakdown during the process as, in his own words, Vader had a perfect design. Finally, after 3 years, McCaig began to design a villain with an exposed face. It was around this time that plans were briefly considered to make Darth Maul a woman. In Lucas's script, the character of Darth Maul is described as a vision from your worst nightmare. Taking this advice, Ian McCaig produced concept art for the character showing a fearsome-looking Sith witch with strands of red ribbons falling across her face. But George Lucas thought the look was too intense, telling McCaig to come up with his second worst nightmare instead. The breakthrough came when McCaig began turning other members of the Episode 1 art department into Sith Lords. For one of these designs, he took David Dozeretz from Lucasfilm's animatics team and superimposed a circuit board on his face. Lucas was intrigued by the idea, and McCaig began to produce other facial patterns for the character of Maul. McCaig's next concept used production designer Gavin Bockway's face, but with the skin peeled away to reveal the reddish muscle structure beneath. McCaig added pieces of black tape to the design, creating a raw such effect that looked as if he had dropped ink patterns onto the picture and folded it in half. George Lucas loved it, and the patterns quickly evolved into Darth Maul's iconic tattoos. Maul's head originally had feathers based on prayer totems, but the creature effects crew, led by Nick Dudman, reinterpreted the feathers as horns such as those commonly found in depictions of the Christian devil. George Lucas wanted the lightsaber battles in the Phantom Menace to be faster and more intense than those in the original trilogy, as they would be depicting the Jedi in their prime. With this in mind, Darth Maul's clothing developed from a tight bodysuit with a muscle pattern to a Sith robe based on samurai pleats, loose enough to allow the character to jump, spin, run, and roll. With Darth Maul's design finalized, stunt coordinator Nick Gillard was recruited to create a new lightsaber fighting style for the prequel trilogy. Gillard came up with a style that merged a number of sword fighting disciplines such as kendo and kenjutsu, with swinging techniques such as tree chopping. Thanks to Gillard's ideas, Darth Maul's iconic double-bladed lightsaber was born. Nevertheless, Maul wasn't actually the first Star Wars character to wield one. The expanded universe character of Exar Kun, who first appeared as an antagonist in 1994's Jedi Academy trilogy, is notable as the first character ever depicted to wield a double-bladed lightsaber, several thousand years before his Zabrak successor. To demonstrate this new fighting style he had come up with for Darth Maul, Nick Gillard filmed a test tape with martial artist and stuntman Ray Park.
That boy Ray Park ain't no dope ass Darth Maul.
Lucas and his producer Rick McCallum were so impressed with the test tape that they offered Park the role of Maul in the film.
He also played Snake Eyes in G.I.
Just
Joe.
prior to Park's casting, Star Wars The Last Jedi actor Benicio del Toro was set to play the character, but the Puerto Rican pulled out of the project when George Lucas removed most of Maul's lines. When he sat down to put on Darth Maul's makeup for the first time, actor Ray Park forgot he was wearing a small silver earring in his left ear, only noticing later. But George Lucas liked the look, so the earring stayed and can be seen in all of Darth Maul's scenes where he isn't wearing a hood. Park also had a hand in developing Maul's fighting style, asking that the hilt of his double-bladed lightsaber be made longer so that he could use it more efficiently. Despite his fearsome look, George Lucas considered Ray Park's voice too high-pitched for a villain with the devilish gravitas of Darth Maul. British actor and comedian Peter Serafinowicz was quickly drafted in to voice Maul for just 3 brief lines in the film. Serafinowicz later joked about how disappointing the experience of working with Lucas to create the character had been.
I said, how do you want me to do this? What direction can you give me? And he said, just make him evil. Just make him sound real evil. All right, okay. They had to revoice this Ray Park guy because his voice was, I don't know, it was just like too soft, you know. And I remember George Lucas saying to me, you know, you're kind of like the new James Earl Jones. And I was like, am I? No.
After the release of The Phantom Menace in 1999, Darth Maul proved an incredibly popular character despite a mixed reaction to the film itself. The character's brief appearance of less than 10 minutes left fans yearning for more, but luckily for them, his Star Wars story wasn't over. In 2011, Maul returned in Season 4 of the Clone Wars animated series.
Now I gotta watch
Because he had been cut in half in The Phantom Menace, the former Sith apprentice required a new set of cybernetic legs for the show. Luckily, a cyborg form of Darth Maul had previously been created by ILM concept artist Aaron McBride for the Infinities graphic novel Star Wars Visionaries. For the character's return in the Clone Wars, voice actor Sam Witwer knew that Maul was a popular character and therefore felt a responsibility to get it right and respect the character's iconic status. Witwer described Maul as broken and attempted to convey a shattered mind through his acting. The character's design on the show was very similar to his look in The Phantom Menace, and the animators used the designing of the character as an opportunity to improve animation on the series. Because the character's appearance required him to show emotions such as anger and hatred using only facial expressions, the animators spent time improving the modeling process so they were able to achieve better expressions. Maul's time in the Clone Wars came to an end with defeat at the hands of his former master Darth Sidious. With Sidious deciding to spare Maul's life, the stage was set for the character to return yet again at a later date. Since the executive producer of Star Wars Rebels, Dave Filoni, had decided to bring Darth Maul back in the Clone Wars, he felt a responsibility to bring the former Sith apprentice's story to a meaningful conclusion. So Filoni and the production team behind Rebels met with several members of the Lucasfilm story group to make sure there weren't any future plans for the character in other Star Wars media. Thankfully, a much older Maul resurfaced in Star Wars Rebels in 2016, with Sam Witwer returning to voice the character. Maul's death came very quickly in a short duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi, a decision which wasn't made lightly. Filoni took inspiration for Obi-Wan's final duel with Maul from Kyuzo, the master swordsman in Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, who engages in a duel he doesn't want to fight because he knows it will be over quickly.
Wow.
In the duel, Maul tries to defeat Obi-Wan with a very similar move to the one he killed Qui-Gon Jinn with. Maul tries the same move again, but Kenobi is ready and slices his lightsaber in half. As he dies in the arms of Obi-Wan, Maul learns that the Jedi Master is protecting the Chosen One. Realizing that there is still hope to destroy Emperor Palpatine, who has wrecked his life, Maul's objectives finally align with his lifelong nemesis.
Wow, listen, so basically, like, as a true diehard fan of Darth Maul, which he's like by far the coolest character in Star Wars history. I even got the novel book called Star Wars Wrath of Darth Maul. I'll be reading that book like 3 times, cause that book, I love that. I even got like 2-3 comic books of Darth Maul, and I got a shirt. You know, I wanted to get like an action figure collection of it. You know what I'm saying? Cause damn, cause I wanted to get it though, but like I've been looking online and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know people like, you know, like that he like his face look terrified, you know, like he looks absolutely scared. That's true though, you know what I'm saying? But I, you know, his look, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Red black though, you know what I'm saying? With his yellow eyes, love that shit. Basically, I even like playing him all the time on Battlefront 2, Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Nonstop. You know, I mean, cause like I play besides play as Darth Maul in Battlefront 2, I use Kylo Ren, definitely Count Dooku, and Darth Vader sometimes. You know, so but like I say, to be honest, Darth Maul is like the best Star Wars, coolest. Let me phrase it. He's like by far the coolest Star Wars character that we ever got. But I wish we would like to see him more in the, you know, like in the live action of Star Wars movies. You know what I'm saying? Cause like when he got killed off in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace and stuff, which I was disappointed though. That was like the first time I watched The Phantom Menace when he was in it though. I was disappointed. I was like, dang it, man. Like he was badass, man, and he still is. And but I'm definitely gonna have to watch the Clone Wars, the TV series. But first, I gotta watch Rebels first, then the Clone Wars. You know, cause like people telling me I should watch Rebels first and then the Clone Wars. You know, to understand what, you know, Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying? Which, like, speaking of her TV show, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how people like really hate on her TV series and stuff, which like that's their own opinion, you know. But like I said, I'm waiting on the new episode of Ahsoka, man. You know what I'm saying? And they should like have like a TV show of Darth Maul. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be fire. That'd be fire, cause we need his back story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing we need though, is his backstory. You know what I'm saying? What, like, why he became Sith Lord. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but I definitely have to watch Rebel first and then the Clone Wars. So, but like I say, he's like my all-time favorite Star Wars character. So, hands down in history. So, I guess second will be Darth Vader, most likely, because he's the most iconic Star Wars villain in history. So yeah, but in the case, man, that's it for the video for you guys. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. I see you guys next video. You gotta be safe out there. God bless you all. See you guys later.
you.